pjnet.tv Tuesday night, or approximately 9:30 on the Eastern Coast. That is the night that we welcome Del Didway, and we have a bumper running. We are recording this, and we will count down to Studio 9. Well, good evening and welcome to pjnet.tv. I'm your host, Coach Prasick, and it is my honor and pleasure to sit here all the time and do this. What a fun time, and every Tuesday night you all have gotten accustomed to seeing Del Didway, and he is standing by in our green room, and he blogs at deldidway.com. I'll put that visual up there in a few minutes to get you to his website. Del, welcome. It's always good to have you here. Happy Thanksgiving. How did it go?
It went good. I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Obviously late, but to everybody out there, we took last week off, and didn't blog. I didn't do the show, so apologize to that.
Well, you took some time off.
Yeah, I needed some time away for a little while, and just wanted to do that. So. And not worry about anything else. So we did that. We still had things that popped up that we had to take care of, but we had a good time down at Gatlinburg and celebrated down there. And in style, I think a lot of folks were down there to celebrate Thanksgiving, because as we were leaving, there was a lot of folks coming in. We left on Wednesday and they were coming in. Mm-hmm. So that place is, they call it not the stereotype, they call it the poor man's Vegas. So it's a beautiful area. And Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, if you've never been there, highly recommend it. It is if you like pancakes and you like go-karts, it's the place to go. So, and shopping, outlet stores.
From what I saw in your blog, I'm surprised your waistline isn't like 44.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it is. I don't know. It's expanded. We came home. The first thing I did was I've been to the gym every day since then, and trying to work all that off. Because we didn't work out there either, even though we walked a lot. It's just not the same. But yeah, we ate. That's what it's known for down there. Home cooking. It's just Paula Dean has a restaurant. We obviously fell into, and the old mill, and it's just
been to Paula Dean's. I think that is. Yeah.
Huge breakfast. They brought us this enormous breakfast, and I think the bumper on my blog is part of that spread that they brought just for us too. So anything you can imagine is all included in one breakfast. And you had chicken, you had biscuits and gravy, you had bacon, you had eggs, you had pancakes, you had you name apples, you name it, it was in there. So. Well, it was good.
From your blog, I got the impression that you basically waited to get a table, you would eat, and it sounds like you needed to walk to the next restaurant to get in line to wait for your next meal. Did you have time to do anything but wait in line and eat?
That's everybody, that's expected down there. That's just part of it. You go down and you wait. And I think I try to get a unique spin on that, because people today, in the last 10, 15 years, they want everything right now, and they want news on their phone right now. They want to go through the drive-thru and they want their food now. Everything's now, except when they go to a restaurant, and it's all of a sudden those priorities change to where it's, I'll wait 2 hours for a meal that'll take me 3 minutes to eat, but they don't get in a hurry for anything else. But that's just the culture there, and that's just the way it is. And so I kind of try to put a unique spin on that a little bit and try to think, we waiting. I hate waiting. I really hate waiting. And in my jobs in the past, in sales, waiting is not good. And in this world I'm now in the publishing world, waiting is just, I think they do it on purpose sometimes. I think they ignore emails on purpose just so they can say that I'm busy and and I'll get to it. And that's just part of the game. I have authors ask me, how long will it take to be published? Mm-hmm. And I said, once the contract's signed. It may take several months to get that. Then it's a year.
Well, so, when they ask that, part of it is probably sincere curiosity. They may not know, and they want to know.
Right.
But
I had the same question. I didn't know.
Yeah. but at the same time, they've gotten their work done, so now they want to see the finished product, and that's the hard part. And the world we live in today, as you said, is geared to immediate gratification. I think the internet, more so than the microwave oven, what industry, what profession, or what lifestyle hasn't been impacted? I mean, I go on Amazon today and it'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, one of the things we had to handle when we were down in Tennessee is I had to send my Mac in. I was having problems with the screen. I think you know about that. And we sent it back on I think the day before we left for Tennessee. We sent it back on I sent it in on Friday. I got an email from them on Saturday that they got it, and I got a text message from him on Sunday saying it's on its way back and it has to be signed for. And I thought, I'm not going to be there. I was like, wow, that's fast. And so we had to do some. You ever try to get a hold of FedEx on the phone?
No.
You
well,
can't.
I've called the number, and without a tracking number, you might as well hang up.
Well, I couldn't get a live person, but I found a loophole on how to get in contact with FedEx. And we got in contact with them quickly, and we were in constant communication the entire week. It wasn't via phone. I got on Twitter after about the, 30th or 40th minute of being on hold and dealing with this obnoxious robo voice that kept calling that I wasn't getting in this automation system. So I got on there and I said the worst customer service has to be at FedEx. And within 20 minutes, I get a DM from Federal Express. Hey, this is Sandy. What? I see you have a problem. What's wrong? And I said, have you ever tried to talk to somebody? And so we went back and forth on Twitter. She sent me, okay, what do you want us to do? I said, well, we're not going to be home till Friday, or Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday. Well, we'll put a hold on it for you and pick it up at this location.
Right.
Thank you. It'd been so much easier to have a person actually pick up the phone. But so if you got a qualm with something with FedEx, put out a negative tweet. And, I don't know if it's because I've got like 30,000 followers. They thought, and somebody who's got like more followers than I do retweeted it and said, I hate FedEx. So it was getting out there. So towards the end of our conversation, she asked politely, well, if everything's resolved, can you please take down that tweet?
I would, yeah, that makes sense.
I said, yes, I will, but I said, I will do it. But if I don't get it Friday, it's going back up. Okay, it's a deal. So that's the key to getting a hold of FedEx, is to put out a semi-negative tweet. It worked.
Your blog points out the obvious. I mean, I think we all agree that we've just come to expect the microwave oven, the drive up window, and COVID to some extent has upset that apple cart. But so I think we all agree there. Now you go into a great deal of detail. I was starting to wonder, were you being compensated for all those endorsements? If not, maybe
No.
you should consider that next time.
Get a gift card from them next time.
Yeah, and but I'm like you. I don't mind the weight makes it better, but I don't think everybody's like that, Dale. I mean, I see people with their kids and they're all out of control, and I don't think everybody's having the peaceful journey that you and Angie were having, waiting on a good meal.
Well, I think down there, it's just expected. It's just part of the game. And you go there, you get in line, you take your number or whatever, and you wait, and you visit. A couple of them are advanced where they say, I will text you, go shop more.
Right.
One lady, it's 2 hours, so go play, and we'll text you. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, when they start bussing the table, that's a good time. Send me a text.
Yeah, they do that, and that happened. But there was one place, the Mexican joint, where we sat up on the roof, and I tell you what, I was apprehensive about it, but it was fantastic. But they had it down that we could call ahead, and they said, well, check Yelp. Watch Yelp for your table. Like, all right, so we did that, and it would tell us, your table's almost ready. In fact, they were actually early, so we could watch our table on Yelp. We called ahead. We said, we'll be there in an hour. Okay, great. We'll put you down. And we got there like 35 minutes, and our table was ready. And they even told us, hey, your table's ready now. Great. So they had it down. Everybody else doesn't take call-ins and things like that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go back to that place.
Well, your last name is a little bit more of a struggle than mine, but mine is a struggle. So when they ask for the name, what do you tell them?
I tell them spell it how it sounds.
Okay.
I don't mess with it.
Because we recognize our name, but I don't know if you tried to phonetically. I'm gonna put your name up here, folks.
No.
This is how you spell Del Didway. There it is, right there on the screen.
Yeah.
Del Didway, and that is Del Didway. Patience is different from procrastinating. Some people say, "Yeah, I'm going to do that when." No, they're not exercising patience.
Yeah, I procrastinate, but I do it because I always perform. Growing up most of my life in the media, in newspaper and radio, you get used to working on a deadline, and I always perform better on a deadline. Even now with books, I have deadlines, and I don't put it off, but I kind of do my best. I've found out I do my best work when I'm under the gun. And, going to cover a football game, you have to have it done or, written and everything within 2 hours after the game. If I was told, don't worry about it, get it when you can, I just wouldn't do it. Or I'd do it later. But I like the deadline. I like that hanging over me because I do better work that way. So I kind of do procrastinate sometimes, but always when I know I have to get it done. I'm always early. Like I have, John and I had to have our book. We have to have our book sent to our Kentucky Passion book sent in by December 1st. And John said he'll email it to me tomorrow. We're being recorded here, so he's going to get it to me by Sunday, and we'll get it to our publisher probably a day early. So that's always a good thing. So I like a deadline, and I like that.
I guess what I was trying to say is that some people feign patience when they are in fact procrastinating.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good observation on that.
They blame me for not being patient.
Yeah, really.
With them.
Yeah, patience hasn't never been, I guess, a lot of my best suit, but I've learned. I'm doing a whole lot better now that I'm getting older. I'm more patient. I'm more tolerant of things, except stupidity. I'm not tolerant of stupidity, but it's like waiting. It used to bother me. I'd just always be checking. Now it's okay. It's okay to wait. And we were talking off the air a little bit that I've waited 7 months. I was laid off back in April. And waited 7 months and finally got a good offer. And so it does. You wait and you do things. And I don't tell my sob stories to everybody. I don't complain. I don't woe is me in public. But there are times when I was really discouraged, and not a lot of folks knew that. And you're frustrated and you question God. It's okay to question God, but you have to accept his answer. You can question it, but ultimately it's okay. That's the way it is. So there's things you can do while you're waiting, and I've learned those over the years, and I'm getting good at that. I can juggle several balls while I'm waiting, and it makes the time go better, makes the time go by faster. It makes you focus on other things other than your situation. And when it does happen, it does. Like I said in the post, it makes that better. And just like waiting 2 hours for pancakes, I guess it makes it taste better at the end.
Well, I guess the key in waiting is in patience versus procrastination is that, are you doing or have you done everything that you can? Because if you have, there comes a point, it's like at the hospital, there's those stainless steel swinging doors. You have to just let go of it and turn it over to the people, but only after you've done all you can do. And there, I think, is the line that we have to be careful.
Yeah, I'm notorious for going back and second guessing myself. Maybe I could have done this better, could have done that better. And I tell authors now, when they're going to send me something, they say, "Well, let me go back and redo that." I say, "No, just send it to me." There comes a time when you just say it's done, and you send it in, because you can go back and rewrite everything. So I just say, write it, be at peace with it, send it on, and then that's what editors are for. So having that mentality to just let it go has come into play more in my life probably the last 10 years. Just control what you can do and give it your best, and then the circumstances, let it happen what happens. And I hate that saying when people tell me, well, everything's done for a reason. I agree with that. I just hate hearing it. I really do. So don't tell me it's meant to be, or this is how it's meant to be, because I might accidentally cut off our conversation on the phone or something like that. I just don't like to hear that.
Well, again, it's an interesting article in your blog, because it got me reflecting. Once you've done all that you can do, and again, that is the litmus test. Have you done everything you can do? Well, there's no point in, I've dealt with phone companies, and at some point you've done all you can do. You have to say, I cannot control the outcome. I don't like saying that. I try to double down and triple down and boil the ocean. If I want to be the hero, but we have to recognize we're not acting alone.
Exactly. So that's where you can do things. And I'm not being sanctimonious. I'm not being holier than thou. But, during that 7 months, I had a little bit more time. I was doing things. I was working 3 part-time jobs, actually. So I was busier than I ever was. But you also have time to reflect and meditate. You do your devotions in the morning. You can spend a little bit more time. There's things you can do. You can volunteer. I'm on a couple of boards now where I'm volunteering more. Mm-hmm. So while you're waiting, you can do things. You can do something except worry and fret. And 20 years ago, I would have been doing just that. Mm-hmm. But because I had other responsibilities, I had a family that I had to raise, and I had to make sure they were provided for. Now, still, I have the grandkids, but it's not that we're not in that dire situation. Actually, when I was off work, we actually was able to, ironically, have more money in our account than we ever had in our life. And so you just go on with it. You don't try to make things happen. I found out in life, when I make something happen, it's probably going to mess up.
Well, let me go there. Okay. Patience is the opposite of hurry. Okay. If you hurry, by its very nature, you are raising your anxiety. See, so very close kin are hurry and then worry. So it may start out as good old American ambition, turns into hurry, turns into anxiety, turns into worry. You're now on a slippery slope, and you're not performing at your best. You're not enjoying life. You're not being a good influence on those around. It really goes downhill fast.
Well, it does. And so, I guess you learn the hard way. At least I have. In the past, even though I have perfect blood pressure, I don't get riled up, or nothing really bothers me.
Well, what I try to do now, I'm focusing on not only do the heroic, okay, but you got to make it look easy, and that keeps me calmed down. You got to make it look easy, and that was never a concern of mine 20 years ago.
That you got to act like you've done it before.
Exactly.
You don't. Yeah, you just, if it happens, it happens. And it may catch. You may be thrilled, but you don't want to show that.
No. It's routine. Yeah.
I mean, I know my son's old baseball coach used to say, "Hey, if you never hit a home run and you do, act like you've done it 50 times." Mm-hmm. He said, "I don't want to see people jumping up and down. I want you to just run around the bases." Mm-hmm. Just keep your cool. It's a sign of maturity.
What does the Bible have to say about patience?
Whole bunch of stuff. So it's a virtue, right? It's a virtue.
Is that all?
I don't know, man. I kind of avoid those. Kind of just skim over them.
I'm not good at it. I'm not good at waiting. I'm better at finding things to do while I wait.
Well, don't go to Gatlinburg because you'll be waiting for food. Hey, you'll be waiting. We got in. We didn't miss our turn, but we went a different route to our hotel. We went right downtown Gatlinburg, and it's not that long. We went. It said on our our maps. We were 1.2 miles away from the hotel. 35 minutes. You're just creeping because because they can't expand it anymore. It's just like 4 lanes, and maybe even 2 lanes. So, and they can't go anywhere. So that they're not going to make it wider because they can't. So it's just this little town with, every souvenir shop you can imagine, everything you could ever dream about. All these restaurants, all in like 4 or 5 blocks, and it's beautiful. It's really quaint and pretty up in the mountains, and we were able to take a ski lift up to the top of one of the mountains. We had this beautiful Christmas trees up there on top and decorated really well, and beautiful scenery. You're in the Smoky Mountains. Actually, we saw a black bear walking under one of the sky lifts.
Okay, yeah, from a distance. Good.
Oh, I mean, he wasn't a distant from some of the people. No, he was.
Safe. You were safe from. Yeah.
Oh, it's a black bear.
Yeah.
So not worried about black bear.
Well, on the topic of patience and basically lowering your blood pressure, I have learned that if you're due at work at say 8:00, set your goal to be there at 20 till.
You got to be there. That's the Vince Lombardi rule.
Well, and there's so many benefits. So many benefits. First of all, you can take a different route if you want to.
And you're not late. That's the biggest benefit.
Right. And if you take a different route, you'll see some different scenery. And also understand that sometimes things will go wrong and you'll come to a railroad track and, there'll be a train.
Yeah.
And you're just going to sit there.
I'm the same way. I'd rather be early to something all the time.
But think the other thing. I remember one time we were coming back. In fact, it was from the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference. I was thinking, if we can just get through Atlanta, we got clear sailing. Well, right south of Atlanta, there must have been a wreck, and we were there for hours. And I thought to myself, I'm glad I top off with gas and not wait, until it's just empty. Because I'm sure there were people getting anxious about literally running out of gas on the side of just waiting on an interstate. Folks, a lot of the anxiety that we experience, a lot of the hurry that we experience, a lot of the impatience that manifests itself are out of those two things, and they're more under our control than we concede. Because we're used to waiting until the last minute. We're used to instant everything. You assume your car's going to start when you turn the key. Why?
Because it's supposed to, right?
It usually does.
It's faith, I guess.
But when it doesn't, it wrecks your day. Well, go a few minutes early and you've got some options.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I brought up faith. I mean, we have faith that, that the bridge we drive over is going to hold up, even though we probably don't know who built it.
Don't have a clue.
And the pharmacists, you may not know them, but you're going to trust them, have faith they're going to give you the right medication that you want. You're going to have faith that light's going to flip on. But, we don't have sometimes the faith we need to trust God. So it's just a constant battle. But patience is, over the years, I've gotten a whole lot better at it.
Well, patience is on display at DellDidway.com. When you get there, that's what it will look like. And there's the man that wrote it right there, Dell Didway.
Well, I got to redo that website too. I've got to do some updates to it.
Oh, we're making some improvements around here at PJNet. Just freshen up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna
redo it. I mean, we were fortunate and blessed. I want to, if whoever's out there in the chat room who watched the Blue Ridge Mountain Christian Writer Conference SELA Awards, we were blessed. JD was keeping everybody abreast. Yeah, because we were all watching. I think Kyle and Michelle, Medlock Adams, and Bethany, and myself and Angie, we were all watching live stream together, and we couldn't get anything. So we were watching JD's updates. Oh, such one. Okay, great, because we couldn't hear it. So. We really appreciate that.
Well, we ran out of time a long time ago, but
sorry.
you actually came in first at something. I forget what the heck. And
Yeah, it was actually in devotions. First on devotions won the Steele Award, and we were
is it
blessed
based on
about
the
that.
quantity or any one of them?
What's that?
Was it based on the quantity of books published, or was it one that was really good and they picked it out?
No, you have to submit. You have to send them in to the. I think they had a lot of entries, a lot of books entered in that, and I had two of them that made finalists: Bingo Believer and First Down Devotions. First Down was able to win the SELA, which was first place, which was a real honor because I came in second last year, and with Buckeye Believer came in second last year, so we were, honored and humbled to have won the. I think it's referred to as the Christian writer or the Christian's version of the Academy Award is winning a SELA. So,
well, if anything with the name Bengal got into any kind of finalist position,
I know
you should let the team know.
Yeah, actually, I think it's one of the best books I've written. Actually, it's just really kind of neat how it all came together. But
yeah, just couldn't have been at the worst time. It's just the Bengals and then COVID.
Hey, go down to Gatlinburg. They don't worry about that. I mean, we went into one store. I won't say who, a big store. The guy, and we walked in. Everybody has their mask, and he says, "You don't need to wear that mask in here." He said, "Take it off." I thought, I'm going to buy something in here. I like this guy. So.
Well, okay. Anything we need to talk about the week ahead, or is it too far out to know at this point?
No, I mean, appreciate you making accommodations for me. Normally, I'm here every Tuesday, but again, we missed last week, and this week I'll be traveling on Tuesday. Won't be able to be back in time. I'll be either landing or in the air or somewhere about that time.
Well, we don't want to miss you, Dell, and I'm glad you got a little time off, and I look forward to that day. I don't know. I don't really want to do anything. I just want to go in the mountains and just have internet, So
go to Gatlinburg. Hey, we had internet. We had all the best food in the world.
Yeah, and just do nothing. Wake up when my body wants to. That would be cool.
Yeah,
and do what I want to when I want to. But it's hard to put my world on pause. I don't know how to do it.
I haven't either for 2 years. I finally did for a couple of days last week, so it was really
sometimes
refreshing.
My body just declares war on me. It just says no more. It just I usually in fact this is being recorded on a Saturday night. Normally as soon as I get off work, I really go straight to bed. Just recuperate. And anyway, folks, don't live that way. Be more patient. Don't do as I do. Do as we say. Okay, do as.
And go to Pancake Pantry or Crockett's breakfast camp if you ever go to Gatlinburg.
I love to cook. Oh, by the way, you've inspired something. I've seen so many of those pictures of that fire pit out back. I'm going to have to seek some counsel on fire pitting because I think you've got that down to a science.
I'll try. I'm going after we're done here.
All right. Well, go warm up by the fire. I think you're going to go work out some of those pancakes and all that. Folks, go to DellDidway.com. This guy ate. I don't. If he ate half of what's on those pictures,
we didn't include half of it. There were several restaurants we didn't include, and that big cinnamon roll. They had bigger ones there. They were biggest plates, but the one we got was like.
Do you just call 911 and stage up the ambulance?
That was the appetizer.
That's a heart attack.
It's awesome.
Well, Dell, it's always good to have you share, and thank you for making arrangements.
Thank you.
Because we didn't want to miss you twice in a row, and it all worked out. So appreciate that, and we'll just take it as it comes. We'll see you next week about this time. All right, folks, there is Dell Didway, and you just heard him live from the Eagle's Nest Studios. There is the view from the top. And folks, we do this about every Tuesday, have Dell Didway on board, and we're glad to have him as a part of it. Folks, we're going to wrap it up, and before we do, I'd like to ask you to challenge yourself the way I do, is ask yourself a couple of important questions. I can't make the screen clear. There it is. Okay, got it. Question number 1, seriously. What is the boldest thing that you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And number 2, when was that? Folks, we're at war, but warriors need rest too, so take some R&R. But don't let yourself be satisfied with your answer to either of those 2 questions.